Your son is dead.
Investigators say they were involved in Monday's shooting at Slappy's Car Wash. Ronnie Sibley was a rapper known in the local music community as G Money Lil Ronnie, and video shows him trying to get away while being shot at. Sibley's daughter, Ramani, was in the car and was also killed.
To see my son running for his life, it hurt. That hurt. You know, your own son running for his life, that hurts. Ain't no other way I can tell you.
Hey, real tone, there's some real money in the room.
It wasn't just, oh, Lil Ronnie died, Lil Ronnie died. It was a video started circulating. For you, like, how did you get the news?
Do you really want to know? I'm going to tell you how I knew. I was locked up. I was in jail. And I had just entered jail January the 21st this year. And finally, you know, after you be there for a little while, you get some money on your books and you can make phone calls. And March the 3rd, I wanted to call my mother and tell her that I had my money on my books. And she couldn't talk to me. It was dry. So I said, Mom, I'm going to call my brother. So I called my brother, and I started talking to him about having my money on my books. Hey, you don't know, do you? I said, no, what? Your son is dead. It's like a big ton of bricks fell on me. I said, let me call Mama back. I called my mama back and I said, Mama, why you didn't tell me my son was dead? She said, I didn't know how to tell you. I started praying and I asked God, help me climb this mountain because I can't see the top. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm locked up. My son and my grandbaby dead, which I never held her either. So that's what I go through right now, if that answers your question.
It does. It does. When you got out, when you got out, how did you see how it affected the family?
Yes, I did, but I'm finna say this. On his side of the family, everybody's dead. I'm the only one alive besides him and me and his other daughter. They say it's his other daughter. I don't even know if it's his biological daughter or anything like that. But I would try to find her because she's a part of me and part of my blood.
Right. So, man, did you get an opportunity to watch the video? Like, did they play the video for you?
Listen, only thing I got to see was it on the news while I was in jail.
Right.
They wouldn't even let me go to the funeral. I was at the Hutchinson unit, and I was asking a lot of people. I had a friend there. Her name was Miss A, and she in the C unit, and she was so nice to me, checked on me every day, and asked me how I was feeling because she knew I had lost my son and grandbaby. And I shout out to her, but she was nice, Miss A.
When you know, I know nowadays is very insensitive, right? Like people diss the dead openly in rap songs, but they've never had to deal with that pain of actually losing like a son. When you saw it on the news, like, what was your reaction?
To see my son running for his life, it hurt. That hurt. You know, your own son running for his life, that hurts. Ain't no other way I can tell you.
I recently saw the news, and they said that they won't be pursuing the death penalty.
I know that. They called me, NBC News, and they say they'll keep me an update on it, but they have took the death penalty off the table. I'm gonna tell you this, and I've been incarcerated before. Sometimes people want the death penalty so they can cheat doing time. But if you do time for so long, you get tired of it, but you still can't go home. Sometimes that's worse than dying. Know you're gonna be here the rest of your life around the inmates, around men. I'm not saying everybody's a bad person, but some people go home and some don't. So with them, I feel they won't.
I also saw on the news that they were teens.
Yeah, young
I
people.
believe like between 18 to 21.
Yes, sir. They were young people.
What do you feel about that, with them being so young but into that level of violence?
I want to go into a non-funding organization to help young people nowadays to get away from crime and street violence and try to put love back into the neighborhoods that we once walked the streets ourselves. But the thing about it is, they want to go for death. And that's not the way we was raised. But they raising themselves, and it's not no like being a cowboy, you draw and shoot. That's not the way life is. You ought to want to be a grandfather, a family man, build a career at something. Not run around showing your guns and blowing each other away. You should love one another.
Yeah. Well, if you had a message to send out there to all the people watching, what would it be?
Do unto others you have them to do unto you. Love your neighbor as yourself. You ain't got to look around behind your head if you're doing right. Do right by people. They'll do right by you. Some will, some won't now. But don't look for your blessing if you give somebody a blessing. God will give you that itself. You ain't got to boast about it when you do something for somebody. Do it in secret.
Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, I got regrets. I regret that I didn't see my son grow to old, my grandbaby get married, have children. Yeah, I regret that. But I know one thing. On that day, March the 3rd, they both walked into heaven together. Can't nobody tell me that they didn't. He loved her, she loved him. She went with her daddy.
You talk about like scripture a lot. How long, like how did your faith help you get through this tragedy?
I'm gonna give you a good one. When Jesus was walking on the water and Peter said, "Can I come out there?" He said, "Come on." He got out there and started walking on the water. I keep my eyes on God. When he took his eyes off, he started sinking and got scared. But keep your faith. God ain't gonna treat you wrong. He ain't gonna lead you wrong. Anything, I don't question him, even though I don't understand everything. But he knows what's best for his children.
Hey, real tone, it's some real money in the room.
All right, man. Today on Real Tune TV, we have the father of Give Money Lil Ronnie, Mr. Ronnie. For those who don't know, Lil Ronnie was a popular rapper in Fort Worth, one of the founders of its modern day rap scene, the bridge between different cities, and the man in the video who went viral after he was gunned down at a car wash with his daughter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself, Mr. Tone?
I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. First and foremost, let me just say I'm glad that you decided to come sit down with us, share your story. I'm hoping, especially with this being around the holiday season, that there's some things said that might can help somebody.
Well, I want to do the best I can because, I'm not the only person that have to go through this kind of pain and hurt of losing a loved one. And man, I tell you one thing, it's undescribable, but I do my best for you.
Yes, sir. So to start off, how was y'all's relationship?
Um, Me and my son, I loved him, he loved me, but we didn't have a lot of time together. Me and his mama argued a lot, and a lot of times, a father don't want to go through the drama, and sometimes you have to shy away in order to stay out of trouble or getting into trouble. And that was mostly what was really going on. The reason I wasn't really in his life day to day. I moved to another town.
Okay. But he is your namesake though. He's Ronnie Jr. You're
Oh,
Ronnie
heck
Sr.
yeah, that's my boy. Heck yeah, that's my son, my biological son, yes.
So did y'all know each other?
Yes, we did. I was very proud of him. I called him millionaire because I told you it don't take but one song to become a millionaire to keep kicking at it. And he did that. He did that. But I would say this. I didn't have to do a lot for him. He did it for himself. He went through the mud to get what he got. And I wasn't the type of father to see your fame and want what you got. Because I got pride about myself and being a man myself. And he never asked me for nothing.
I know a lot of men like that don't really get the time with their fathers, growing up. But at some point in our lives, we get to circle back. When did y'all get that moment to where y'all were able to reconnect?
Maybe about 4 years ago. He was a young boy when I left, and his mother called me and say, "Hey, you don't know about your son?" I said, "What you mean?" "He's a rapper." I said, "Oh," but in the back of my mind, I thought he was a rapper, like in the bedroom, a kid writing down rap songs and stuff like that. She said, "No, look on YouTube. He's up there. He's pretty good." And I looked it up, and she gave me his number. And we started talking.
Okay. Yeah, Ronnie.
Um, Anywhere, I think I was about 28.
Okay, about 28.
Yeah, I wasn't even in my 30s yet.
Right. Tell us about that day when he was born.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you the strangest thing. I was in the barbecue business, and them big old Frito-Lay trucks they haul the tater chips in. I had a barbecue truck with a grill, everything on it, running water, canopy, Sibley's barbecue. And I was out in Holland Hills, had it parked at the apartment. I had to go to work. So when I left, I looked over at the apartment. She was hanging out the window. I was wondering what was wrong because back then they didn't have cell phones like they do now. I turned that big truck around and she said, "My water broke." So I took her to the hospital, which was Peter Smith, parked that big barbecue truck and went in there with her, and she had little Ronnie. And if I'd been in it slower, he'd have been born in the barbecue truck. But I was there. That's how he came into my life back then. But I enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Right. Well, I was just gonna say, so you and the mom were together prior to, him being born.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with her.
What happens between families, especially black families? It's like as soon as the child is born, that's when, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like I'm finna say is this, um, when a man and a woman before they have a child, they all lovey and dovey and everything, but when the baby and stuff come, the more responsibilities, and if the person don't want to take on the responsibility of raising a child, and they like that single life or they like the way they were living, they kind of grow apart. But even though his mama wasn't no bad person, she was in the streets, I was too. And I ain't got nothing bad to say about her, but at the time, I was young and I ain't try to get in no trouble. And I wasn't there to raise him and like a father's supposed to. And the woman that I got with when I was away, moved to another town, I prayed to God all the time that if I treat this woman kids good, I hope the men that be over my kids treat them good. I always prayed that. But like I said, Ronnie did it for himself. He got it from the mud. That boy was something. But it was in him to have that. See, sometimes what if I had been his father and stayed there all the time in his life? Would he have been a rapper? Would he have been a gambler? If I was there. See, God know what he's doing when things happen that we don't understand. Look at it, look what Ronnie did with his life. 33, and he was a legend. I'm proud of him.
Right. Right. You said that you had a barbecue truck.
Yeah.
But you were also in the street. So like that's a different type of hustle than what we see most cats. You know what I'm saying? Having nowadays. Back in the day, you'll stay seeing trucks.
No, let me tell you this. My father was a businessman. His name was John B. Sibley. And he had the dry cleaners in Stop 6 in Fort Worth off of Raymond down from Dunbar School. And I started working with my daddy pressing clothes. And he put up substations for us. We had a chain of cleaners. And my dad always been in business, and if he seen something that I was interested in, he'll invest the money for me to do it. But after a little while, I went to the service, went into the Army. And that's when I was way younger, out of high school. And I stayed in there 6 years. But like I said, anything that we wanted to do as his kids that was legit, wasn't against the law, trying to have a living coming in or income, he'll invest it. He'll help us. He'll send us to college. Whatever field we want to go into, he'll spend the money because he wanted his kids to be prosperous, have a career, even if they're working for themselves. But he would invest in me to do it.
So you went to the service. How'd you get into the streets? Like as a veteran?
Boy, I'm gonna tell you something. Some things can be introduced to you, and you might not know nothing about it, and like it, but you don't know the repercussion of it. You don't know the drama that it'll bring, like drugs and different things. You don't know when you're an alcoholic, you don't become an alcoholic overnight. You work at it. The same thing with drug addiction. You work at it to be an addict. So I'm just saying, streets got all kinds of routes that a person can come in, get into, can be detrimental. It can be the life of you, it can kill you, or it can incarcerate you the rest of your life. It's just the choices that you make. It's up to you. You are, I was telling a young man today, you are the pilot of your ship.
Right. When you went to Hutchinson's, what'd you go for?
Possession.
Possession, but they charged you like a dealer?
No. As a user, I'm not a dealer or anything like that. I don't even try to claim to be. You know, I was an addict. You know, some things you just like cigarettes, you can't put it down. You can try it. It's like running up a muddy hill in the rain. You can quit for so long, and then all of a sudden you'll slip back down to the bottom. But you don't. Just don't give up. You still in control if you want to be.
So when you got charged with possession, like how much time did they give you for that?
A year.
Okay,
State jail.
Do you feel like, man, it would help more people if instead of prison they got some type of
rehabilitation? Well, let me say this. You can say you're going to quit and stop everything in your head. But until you want to quit, you got to quit in your heart. When you quit in your heart, you don't have to worry about going back to it. But in your head, you can lie to yourself all day. But when you quit in your heart, you leave it alone. You can be around it and don't do it. But I'm just telling you, it's more. It ain't easy than done. I mean, you got to work at that too. Life ain't easy.
What type of things do you feel like you missed out on because of your habit?
I don't really think I missed out on anything. I mean, I ain't got no great big on home. I ain't got no brand new fancy truck. I ain't got all that stuff. But God know what my routes was. He know what my destination is. He know the day I'm gonna die. You know, like I said, you don't know what's gonna happen in your life. You know, but if you give it to Him, whatever it is, that's what's meant for you. Some people born with a silver spoon. Don't have to work, don't have to do anything. And some people be broke and poor. You know, if you ain't got the rich, the middle class, and the poor, I mean, everybody be the same. I mean, how can you tell when you're doing good or bad?
Right. OG Percy, he talks a lot about, I'm not sure if you're familiar with OG Percy, but he talks a lot about, like, how he got introduced in Job Corps, and it was like, but he was laced, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And ended up getting turned out, and he ended up overcoming. So, and now, you know, he's, I think, been free for like 12 years. My question to you, is it like a similar story?
I can't say that. And I can't say that I'm free from it. I can't say anything like that because if that's what happened to him, that happened to him. But no, every now and then the thought crossed my mind, but I do have to put something in that place instead of following through with it. You know, it'll always be on your mind, but to follow through is when it gets you. That part.
No, for real. Man, if there was anything that you like tell the people that we didn't get to cover, I welcome you to flow.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna get off the mic. If you live the life that you dream of, that you want to do, I mean, if you shoot for the moon, you might land on a star. I mean, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself, main thing. Because anything is possible if you want to do it. Things that's impossible with men, it's possible with God. I'm going to leave it at that.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. That was good. That was real good. That was real good.
I'm glad I could do that for you.
I appreciate it.
Hey, real tone, it's some real money in the room.